Guys, woohoo! We're gonna make champurrado. Champurrado is a classic Mexican atole, a classic Mexican chocolate, some people call it. Atole is an ancient word coming from the Mayas, from the Incas. Not 100% sure which is which or which we can credit to exactly. Atole is a type of porridge. The maseca is a cornmeal flour that is used for tamales, used for tortillas, but it is also used for this champurrado recipe. I recall my grandmother and my mother would make it out of flour, white flour, and they would toast it on the oven or they would toast it on a pan, toast the flour first, and then use it. Everything else in the process is exactly the same. There's not a lot of difference in the flavor. It's a delicious Mexican chocolate drink, Mexican chocolate porridge, atole, champurrado. So we're going to get started. Here we're going to use 3 cloves, 1 full anise star, 2 sticks of cinnamon. We're going to use 1.5 bars of Ibarra chocolate. And I'm going to use half of this. I believe it's a 6-ounce cone of piloncillo, which is pure cane sugar, unrefined, with a hint of black molasses, black strap. So, and we're going to use a teaspoon of vanilla flavor. Unfortunately, I don't have any Mexican vanilla on hand, so this is organic, non-alcoholic vanilla flavoring. If from here to the point that we get going, I find Mexican vanilla in my cupboards, I will use that. So let's get started. And guys, we're going to start by throwing in the anise, the 3 cloves, and the cinnamon sticks in 3 cups of water. And we're going to let that come to a boil. And we're going to simmer or lower the heat afterwards and throw in our chocolate and our sugar, our piloncillo. All right? All right, guys. So we had this come to a boil. We're going to throw in, I had said 1.5 discs of the Mexican chocolate, the Ibarra chocolate. But I'm putting in 2 discs. I'm putting in probably 3/4 of the piloncillo, because the piloncillo, all of this is going to come out nice and sweet. But once we add the milk, we're going to add 4 cups of milk with the maseca. So everything should come together nicely. Guys, I cannot tell you, I cannot describe how fantastically good this concoction smells here in my kitchen. The cinnamon, the anise, the cloves, all coming together with the chocolate and the piloncillo. What we're going to do is we're going to take the majority of this water and we're going to mix. We are going to mix the maseca in there. And then we're going to try and screen it, filter it so we don't get any lumps. So we continue. I haven't pulled this out yet because we're letting it steep for about 15 minutes. Let your flavors bleach out of your anise, your cloves, and your cinnamon sticks. I added the 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavor. And we're going to mix, once we mix the maseca here, we're going to then throw it into our milk, our warm milk. I am using about 1/3 cup of maseca to blend into that. That is to thicken our atole, our porridge. So here in a minute, we're going to use the Abuela stamp of approval chocolate mixer. So anyways, we'll be catching up here in a second. So we've got everything from the pot off the stove, and I'm adding my maseca. We need to try and get this. The first thing is going to happen that it wants to clump up, of course, because it's pretty much a type of flour. So you want to try and make sure that you get rid of all of your clumps. This is going to thicken up, as maseca does. Even if you were to use white flour and brown it, pretty much what you're making is some type of a thick gravy. Now, I'm using 1/3 of a cup. You can use up to a full cup of maseca if you wanted to. And I'm considering, depending on how this looks thickening up, I'm considering adding a little bit more maseca. All right, guys, I did change up the total of the maseca. I decided to add 2/3 cups of maseca. I don't know if you can see how thick this is. I was screening it for any lumps. Our milk is now warming up. But I tell you what, guys, I can't recall my grandmother's kitchen smelling so good, or better than what it smelled like when she made champurrado, her and my mom. I do believe that the recipe can be tweaked. You can add more anise, you can add more clavo. There's a million varieties, but I am sticking to this one. I'm warming up my milk, then I'm gonna add my mixture, and then we're gonna let it just simmer and let it thicken up in here. I'm also gonna warm up some pan dulce, and we're gonna have some champurrado and pan dulce. I wanted to say towards the end of this, or I wanted to say this video is dedicated to my brother David Rudy Salas. El Rude Boy, Rudus, ese Rudy Loco. He loves sweet stuff and he loves champurrado. And I know that this is going to be a great recipe. I also wanted to say thank you to my primo in Longmont, Colorado. I wanted to say Nano Perez, Lando. Thank you very much. You know what it's for. God bless you all. I am continuing with this, so we're going to continue here. Alrighty, people. We're going in hot. We're going in hot. I don't know if you can see how thick that mixture is, but it is beautifully thick, aromatic, fantastic looking. Okay, so we're using Abuelita's mixer. You gotta do this to be official. We're mixing our champurrado. Look at this baby. I want to lick it up. Guys, look at this. Look at how nice and creamy thick this champurrado is. This is champurrado. This is fantastic. We've had it on the stove for approximately 10 minutes, warming up and stirring. I did make one change, and I'm going to put it at the beginning of this video. I did use 1.25 cups of maseca mix. I'm gonna pair it here with a little bit of pan dulce in a minute, and woo! Alrighty, look at this. Fresh marranitos from the oven. I know my sobrina Susan Salas would love some nice hot marranitos. We have an apple tort from the Mexican store. And we have delicious champurrado. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe as much as I did. God bless everyone. This is not hard to make. I hope you all make it.